Hello and welcome to another Adafruit show and tell. We are tonight's hosts. Can you hear me?
Check, live check.
Live check. Hello. Are we coming in? We're good. All right.
Everybody joining in. This is Adafruit Show and Tell. This is the best place to show off your awesome electronic projects, 3D printing, studio, tour. All that is welcome. Playing around with this QR code generating Discord link. If you guys want to join, I don't know how you would scan this if you're already on your phone. They should add a little tap to open link.
Okay.
But definitely check it out. It's at discord.gg/Adafruit if you want to get the link to join and start off the show and tell with some of the Adafruit folks. I think Scott is up first. What you got?
Yep. Let me pull you in here. Hello, and your shared screen.
Hello. Thank you. I'm going to try holding up the hardware I'm theoretically talking to.
Oh, let's
so here.
Make it bigger.
Hey.
Yeah. So this is a PoE ESP32P4 from M5 Stack. So all my data is going through this yellow network cable, including my power. And then over here, I've got a USB hub connected to both USBs on this board. And then I also have two wires going between the P4 and the test device. And it's doing a NeoPixel rainbow thing. So what I'm hoping to show you is that I'm going to use this device to capture the logic signals for the NeoPixel over the network. So hopefully I didn't bump anything too badly.
Okay.
So here, this is viewtrace.dev. It's a fork of mine of the Perfetto UI. And this open example was my backup plan, but it doesn't work. So I'm going to go with the live example and see how we do. So this is using web serial, so I can hit connect. You can't see it, but I can select, it says ESP Perfetto Logic Analyzer, and I can connect to it, and maybe it doesn't work.
Oh no.
Something else. Yeah, it's not working. Let's try it one more. Okay, it disappeared. See, that's what I get for picking it up. So I'm actually connecting it over. I'm going to try to reconnect. So I'm using USB IP, which is a protocol for. It didn't work.
Oh no.
All right.
Live show.
The other thing. Yeah. Why don't you come back to me and I'll use the static demo locally.
Okay. We'll return in a moment. Next up, let's check it with John.
Hey. So hello. Yeah, I've got a live demo too. We'll see if I can get that good live demo mojo going. So what I want to show is if people are familiar with a fantasy console, a sort of 8-bit console that never existed but does exist, called the Pico 8. And at this point, there are about 97 things called Pico, and this is yet another one of them. This one actually goes back about 15 years or so. But Pico 8 is really cool because it's a console that you can write games for. You can do little demos, graphic stuff, sound, coding. It has built-in music and sprite editors, animation, game development tools, all kind of built under this one hood. And there's a big community of people, especially out on itch.io, but other places as well, who write games for it and share them. It's also one of the first systems, maybe the first system that came up with this clever idea of sharing the game, which is generally tiny, as a header inside of a PNG file. So you basically are trading cartridges. So the game art is the game. So you can give someone a PNG file, and it usually is named .p8 for Pico 8 .png. It shows up as a graphic, but you can load it into Pico 8 and play the game. So that's all existed for a while. It runs on Linux, Mac, PC. First time I ever played it was on that chip computer, which was a little weird single board computer from many moons ago. Nowadays, I've had it running on Raspberry Pis and some projects I've done in the past. But someone recently ported it to one of these things, to a Raspberry, a FruitJam, which is a RP2350 based computer, mini computer that we have. And the nice thing is that, there you go, there's yours. This has video out over HDMI or DVI. It has 2 USB in. So to plug in a keyboard and a game controller, or keyboard, game controller, mouse through a hub, that's generally all you need. Then this also has audio out over a DAC there. So the one that I'm running right here right now, you see the screen there. This is what it looks like when you start it up. Uses the SD card to store the games. If I do a list, and right now it's a mess because I have a bunch of dot files on there I haven't cleaned up, but these are all .p8 files. It comes with this great chunky font. And if I load one of them, like just load hello, it just loaded that into memory, and I run it, which this sort of style of loading and running will be familiar to people who've messed around with an Apple computer or Commodore 64. Hit go, there it is playing. It's got audio, which I can probably turn up.
Oh, yeah.
So very performant, smooth animation, music sounds great on it. If I hit escape, I'm looking at the code. This is literally the code that was just running there. So it's really about learning and playing around with and adjusting and tweaking stuff, and then hitting run and seeing what happens. One of the best games on this, and I think it originally launched on this, is Celeste, which is a I gotta say run or load, hold on, which is a very difficult but fun platformer. So let me do load Celeste 2, this one was called, run that, and now I am picking up an Xbox controller I plugged into it. Let me turn the audio down because it has this sort of snow noise that's annoying. Hit go, and now with controller and absolutely blazing, no lag gameplay over HDMI. Oh, I'm gonna die very quickly. I swear it was not the lag that killed me, but my lack of skill. Let's get on the snowball. Wait, this is a new feature. Oh, come here. Boing. Okay, I'm gonna die again.
That's very smooth.
Hit escape. Boom. This is the game. We could go in here and change something. Adjust where the camera is, or some text, or graphic stuff, all in there. I haven't used Pico in a little while, so I won't try to remember how to launch things like the sprite editor or the music editor, but this is really, really cool because it's a totally different game to run. What do we charge for a FruitJam? Like $25 or $20?
Yep.
What does a Raspberry Pi cost these days? $1,000?
Close to.
Getting close to that. So it is no longer the credit card size $35 computer, but the FruitJam kind of is. And so Pico 8 is really gonna, I think, open up a lot of possibilities for people who want to have that kind of early 8-bit computer experience and learn how to code. What is it, in Lua? I think you can also, with this plugged into your computer, you can go right into that shell over a terminal screen connection. So on my Mac that this is actually powered by right now, I could be doing all of this and yet have it running on a display. So for certain kinds of development and such, it might be a fun thing to be able to connect. But I'm just using the little keyboard that came with our AdaBox for the FruitJam, and then I haven't tried the SNES controller we have, but I had an Xbox controller sitting here that worked well. So I'm gonna write up a guide on this. We had nothing to do with this. This is I want to credit Free Willy with one L, FREEWILI. Free Willy is the developer of this. I will dig into this more and put stuff up onto a Learn Guide so people can check it out. And I have some bonus missions to possibly add some features to this that Lamore has given me and that I've dreamed up. So look for some stuff maybe tomorrow in the workshop as I start digging into Pico 8 on a FruitJam.
Wow. Perfectly themed, because like the whole 8-bit kind of FruitJam logo and all the games.
It's such a great fit.
Pixels. This is perfect.
Yeah, and Lamore had said to me, I've almost done this before. She said, I was sitting on a train one time planning out how to port the Pico 8 to run on this kind of hardware, and didn't get to it, and now someone has, which is very exciting. So.
Wow, that's so cool. I definitely want to try it out.
Let's see. Before I go, let me just load another demo. Let's load. I think Dots is a good one. No, that's just loaded Celeste. Then I didn't load it. Let's see. Load. waves. There it goes.
Ooh. Oh, I remember this one.
Remember this one? Yeah, I ran this
you
on
were
my
playing
big
it on the Matrix
display.
right?
Yeah,
That's so cool.
yeah. So there we have it.
Wow, and you can run this on any compatible display and pipe it in
Right.
with like a HDMI card. So
Yeah, one thing I might show tomorrow, in fact, is since we're outputting at essentially, I think 644/80. I think the Pico 8 is like 128 by 128, but it's like pixel doubled out.
Yeah.
It's like it's a tiny resolution for the canvas. That resolution going through one of these silly little HDMI to composite or S video converters actually looks great on a CRT. Because often the problem you have with these is that it's incompatible resolutions, HDMI resolutions that are above what a 40p type of CRT. Well, this looks great on it, so I might show that off tomorrow, either really video or composite. And now we're talking hella retro nostalgia.
Wow. All right. Yeah. So tomorrow, tune in.
Come on by.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Sweet. No problem. Have a good one. Bye.
Yeah, Mark Gambler saying flashback to his Commodore 64 days.
Yeah. Wow. Sweet. All right. We're gonna check in again with Scott. Hello.
Hello.
I think it's working.
So this is using my local server with the demo that I said was my backup. So this is what would happen, what it would look like if you captured something. So we have sample I2C data, sample SPI data, and sample NeoPixel data. You can zoom in, you can slide back and forth to see it over time. And then what you can also do is I added some decoder stuff, so I can add a NeoPixel and adds this box. And then I take the NeoPixel data signal and I drag it over there. And now I get a different rendering. So I get each individual pixel's color. The reason that they're offset, so this is like the 4th pixel in the strand. So if I zoom out, I guess I can't zoom out that much. If I zoom way out, you don't see it'd basically be a stack anyway. And then if you wanted to dig into the raw data, you can then see that the raw data is still here. It's just been processed up to these higher level things. And I have SPI and my window's kind of small, but SPI and I2C do something similar, although not nearly as cool as the NeoPixel one. I actually do want to do a dot star one as well.
Okay.
To get the same sort of look as the NeoPixel one, but based on the SPI decoding. So you can see that they've now been collapsed, and there's a little button here that allows you to open everything up again. So you can see, okay, this is I2C and NeoPixel and SPI all being protocol decoded in your browser, and it does connect to devices that are connected to your computer too, but it's all very much vibe coded and happy path works mostly sometimes. But it's instead of iterating where it's I had to spend a week writing all this code, I spent a couple hours prompting it, and now I gotta dig into it and fix it and get it all working. But I would never be to this point in the amount of time that I've taken otherwise. So
cool. Yeah, I love how visual interactive this is. Really nice.
Yeah, so they're actually this sort of thing was something that they used for something else within this visualizer. So this is based on a project called Perfetto, which is done by Google for inspecting Chrome performance and Android performance. So they have a lot of this already built out. They actually have even a Claude.md in the repo. So it's already giving Claude clues about how to modify it. So it just added 2 plugins, one for the protocol decoding and one for this button here for connecting to the logic analyzer. And it's been great. So I'm very, very excited for using this, both for just making giving everybody access to a protocol coder logic analyzer thing where it's just in your browser. And I was saying in the meeting, I was wouldn't it be cool if you just went here and it said, what board do you have? And it just flashed it with the firmware as well. So you just go to the website, it flashes it, and now you can connect to it. So that's another thing I'd love to add as well.
Cool.
Super handy.
Can we expect to see more of this on your stream on Friday?
Definitely.
Okay.
And I've been talking about this for the last couple of weeks anyway, because the other use is like being able to have a bunch of logic analyzers for like one logic analyzer for every hardware in the loop test device. So I can say, here's a C6 and I want to do RGB matrix and make sure that like it's outputting the right pattern for an RGB matrix. So this is a piece that goes in that puzzle, but it's also a piece that can stand on its own and just be used by humans.
Super cool. All right. So yeah, Friday. We'll see you on Friday, and
Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific.
2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, I think. Cool.
Yeah.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Well, we'll see you. All right, Scott.
Bye.
Have a good one. Cool. All right. I think that's going to do it. Let me check in real quick with Discord. Looks like everyone's just hanging out, and that's going to do it then. All right, folks. That's going to do it for this week's show and tell. Be sure to... I think your audio, your video is gone.
I think
we
my
can still
camera
hear
turned
you.
off.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're closing the show out, so that's good. All right, folks. We'll see you next week. Bye.
See you.